Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to this. This right here is another episode of 10 years ago. Now tonight, get that right, tonight we're going to do a No Way Out 2002. A show that, like Royal Rumble 2002 we did last month, I haven't seen since the night it was on. I remember this show being rather quite good. So, that was also 10 years ago, so we'll see. Anyway, one of the things I realised that I didn't do in my Royal Rumble 2002 build-up, and I feel quite bad about doing it, didn't fill in the backstory, did I, of what was going down. So let's take 5, 10, probably even 15 minutes to find out what led to this pay-per-view. So, on the January 21st episode of Raw is War. Oh no, it wasn't Raw is War by then, was it? It was just Raw. Triple H and Steph had a little bit of a tiff thing. Sure, it's nothing, isn't it? We shall see. On the 24th of January episode of SmackDown, Vince McMahon looked like he was about to have a nervous breakdown throughout the show, things like that. He said he ranted and raved about how the WWF was doomed with Ric Flair as the 50% owner. He revealed that he was going to kill the WWF, not Ric Flair, and he alone was going to inject it with a lethal dose of poison. And that poison was going to be, he spins around in his chair and it says in the back, the NWO. Oh, dun dun dun! This incident was the first and only time that the Vince McMahon on-screen character was associated with the NWO. Just thought I'd mention that. In response to that, to the threat of the NWO, on the next episode of Raw, Ric Flair in storyline produced one of my favourite moments in WWF history. He produced a video package, 4 minutes long, set to a Creed tune, I think it was, showing all the main players, all the movers and all the shakers from 1960 until that point. It is perfection in wrestling video. It is so very brilliant. It really, really is. He does this to try and to get Vince to reconsider about bringing in the NWO. Also on that show, Booker T pinned Triple H after Triple H had bumped into Stephanie on the apron. Not good. On the January 31st episode of SmackDown, DDP beat Christian to win the European Championship. And Ric Flair was about to sign his 50% of the WWF over to Vince when Stone Cold came down even, and basically tore up the contract and beat up Vince because he does that. On the February the 4th edition of Raw, Jazz defeated Triple H. Fucking hell, look at me go already. Mistakes already. Triple H again. Jazz defeated Trish to win the WWF Women's Championship. Yay. And Goldust attacked RVD to set up their match at No Way Out. Also on the February the 4th episode, Stephanie proposed that she and Triple H, then she acknowledges that they've been having a few problems recently and she thinks that they should renew their vows. Triple H looks at her like she's fucking evil and just, complete poker face, gets on the mic and says, no. And so Steph goes mental at this. You have to do this, Hunter, because I'm pregnant! In that awful voice that Steph's got. And then Triple H is all smiles and he's all happy and she jumped into his arms and they hug and everyone's happy apart from the crowd and everyone who's watching at home is like, oh, for God's sake. Anyway, February the 7th, Stephanie McMahon is told that she's 8 weeks pregnant by a doctor, and Maven defeats The Undertaker to win the Hardcore title after The Rock interfered. We'll talk about that more while we're talking about the actual pay-per-view. And finally, before we actually get on to the actual pay-per-view, which is why we're here, aren't we? February the 11th Raw, Triple H was phoned by Linda McMahon and sent a videotape showing that, the phone call said that Stephanie's not pregnant and that the doctor that told her that she's pregnant is an actor, and the videotape was an actor of him. A video package of him. So anyway, so they go to the ring to renew their wedding vows until, of course, Stephanie and Vince don't know that Triple H knows. They're like, oh, this is going to be fun. This segment goes 25 minutes, I think it was. And in conclusion, to a very, very long segment squashed into a tiny little bit, Triple H tells Steph that it's over and throws his ring at her and shoves her on the floor, and then just because he can, pedigrees fucking Vince. Yay, because that's relevant. And 3 days later on SmackDown, Stephanie announces that she's the guest ref in the Triple H vs Angle match, which again, we will talk about more about the actual build-up to that later on. Should we get on with the pay-per-view? I don't know how long that's taken, but, I felt bad for not doing that at the Rumble. I really did. So let's go on with it. So the first thing you see on this pay-per-view is It's the NWO, baby. The three original members, Hogan, Hall, and Nash. Can I have a little word about the NWO before we continue? I really didn't like this. Really didn't. I'll tell you something. I've told you this before when I did my Invasion review last year. I was a strictly WWF man during the Monday Night Wars, yeah. I was aware of the NWO. I was aware who was in the NWO, but I didn't really know what they were about. And I know that I wasn't the only person who knew this. I also know that if they showed video packages of the NWO and what they'd done, but there were so few of them that actually made sense, if that makes sense. And I've got a list of things here, right? So, for example, clean and slickly produced graphics. And what I mean by that is that the WWF production crew was so very good at making graphics and build-up promo packages. They didn't have the edginess that the WCW ones did. The NWO weren't even vaguely cool anymore. In 1996, 97, over here in England, and especially in America, NWO t-shirts were fucking everywhere, weren't they? You know? But they really aren't now. There was a lot of people in the crowd who were wearing NWO t-shirts, but it's very weird seeing the little copyright of WWF logo on them. That's a bit strange, isn't it? I've got to say though, I still would have bought one if I had the chance at that time. I would have had a black and white NWO t-shirt. But they weren't cool. The NWO were rebels. They were rebelling against the WCW, and they were threatening and had the opportunity to take down WCW. Did they not? In the WWF, where you've got so many main players, they were just three guys, and the promo they cut on this night just established them as just another stable. It's not like they did what the Nexus did 2 years ago, is it? And interfered and destroyed everyone. The Cole and King and the Ring and anyone who's in the ring and everything around it. These guys just came out and cut a promo, for goodness sake. It says to me that the NWO screamed desperation, in my opinion. Ratings are continuing to slip, so what do? They bring in Hall and Nash and Hogan, and like I say, just smacks of desperation. Why didn't they do it? Why didn't they bring them? They didn't want to bring them in for the Invasion because of how much it would have cost to buy them out of their Turner contracts and how much money they would have fucking demanded. The Invasion pay-per-view just alone would have paid for those salaries and get him out of their contracts. And they didn't want to upset the locker room. And Jim Ross especially seemed to, on this night, he seemed to be in hyper mode, telling you just how evil the NWO were. And they were the reasons why WCW went out of business, even though they really weren't. But anyway, so let's get on with it. Yeah, point is, not a fan of the NWO at any point in 2002. Some people will say, great return. I've seen on Facebook, someone told me, great return of the NWO. It's like, I don't remember seeing a great return. I see, they got a big pop. They come out and they all cut generic things. They say insider things like, Nash says, we're all a couple of marks, for example, Hogan gets a big pop and a Hogan champ. But basically, they promise not to do anything. They thank Vince McMahon. They say, God bless you, God bless America, and like I say, the whole time Jim Ross is going, how evil they are, and that's that. Next, so, first match tonight is a Tag Team Turmoil match. My God, this was shit. The APA won a Tag Team Turmoil match. So, Scotty 2 Hotty and the Hip Hop Hippo Albert start us off versus Landstorm and Christian. The highlights of this is a 2-minute match is a big swing by the Hip Hop Hippo. Scotty goes to do the worm, but it's done prettier. That gets a 1/4 star from me. Yeah, it's a Raw tag team match, if, that's the art. Next, it's the Hardys. Nothing to this one until human miscommunication leads to a Swanton Bomb. Yay. 2 Raw matches. That one gets 1/4 star. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll put them together and see what we get at the end. Next up is the Dudley Boys, because that's one thing I really want to see on the pay-per-view, is the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys again! Yay! Not seen that one before. This one lasts 4 minutes. You see, the stars are in the ring now. 4 minutes this one lasts. Highlights are a standing figure 4 by Bubba. Jeff plays face in peril to silence until Bubba misses a senton. Cat fight between Stacy Keibler and Lita. Yay! Bubble Bomb, it all has like, I've seen this all before. Crowd don't give a flying fuck about any of it. Lita Cambrana, Jeff splashes onto Bubba on the outside, so Matt rolls up Devon for the win. So the Dudley boys, just because they can, hit a 3D on Jeff on the outside. Yay. That one, get this, half a star. So we're at 1 star so far. 1 star. That's what we're rolling out so far. Next out is Billy and Chuck. You look so good to me. They come out, and of course Jeff's on the outside, so they hit Rock Dropper on Matt and pin him, and get this, 33 seconds. That's a straight dud, obviously. So lastly, it's APA versus Billy and Chuck. Whoop-de-doo as Farouk plays face and power. This one goes 3.5 minutes. Yay! Complete with chinlock by Billy, hot tag to Bradshaw after a spine buster by Farouk, a clothesline from Heck, and we are done at 3:49. Like I say, that will give a 1/4 star. So if you're feeling particularly nice and you want to add them all up together, we will give this 1.25 star. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Great way to open the show, guys. Next up, RVD defeating Goldust in a meh match. The thing is, my notes say this, right? Check this. This is what I wrote at the time. Always makes me chuckle remembering that when Goldust left WWE, WWF, sorry, he did this whole 7 gimmick. Do you remember that briefly? I've only seen that on videos and everything, didn't see it at the time. He then got a promo how he would never wear the gold paint ever again. Never is obviously a very, very, very short time in the world of wrestling. Where there's money to be made, things that we've said in the past don't matter, clearly. What are the highlights of this one then? A choke by Goldust. He's got RVD on top of the ring post, so he's choking him so he's like this. His neck is on the top of the ring post. There's being choked back like that. That looks pretty. I'll tell that one. The crowd's there for the whole match, but it's okay match. It feels like it feels like a long Raw match. Again, that one we've said before. It's a 1.5 if you like. 2-minute chinlock sequence by Goldust. Come on, 5 star gets the win for RVD. In the back, the NWO offer Austin some beer, and he refuses. Chucks the beer away, which is lovely, and Hogan looks pissed off. Next, Tazz and Spike Dudley defeating Test and Booker T in a crap match to retain the tag team titles. So, the first thing you see first thing you think when these guys come out is, oh god. We know the APA are the #1 contenders, right? And they will be facing the tag team champions at WrestleMania, right? So you think, oh yes, you know where this is going. APA versus Test and Booker T, whoop-de-doo. APA versus Tazz and Spike Dudley, whoop-de-doo, ×2. Oh yes, that's a match I want to see. I'm going to pay for WrestleMania for that one. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, smell the Buyrate. So can you guess, just before I go on, can you guess how this match goes? If you've never seen it before, you can probably, what? Spike plays face in peril. That's exactly right. How did you guess that? Spike gets the living shit kicked out of him until he hits a horrible DDT. He gets the hot tag to Tazz. It isn't a hot tag though because the crowd don't give a shit. Heel miscommunication again enables Spike to hit the acid drop. Test gets into a shoving match with the referee after getting a 2 count. Ref shoves him back, and Tasmanian gets the win. Yay! Whoop-de fucking do. This is a Raw-esque tag match. It's a 1-star match. 3 matches so far. Feel like you're watching an episode of Raw. You really do, that you paid for, by the way. You paid for this show. Oh, yes. Next, believe it or not, what I think is probably the best match of the night. Actually, no. Rock in the back with Coachman cuts a promo about The Undertaker, which is lovely. Yeah, what is probably the best match of the night. If you're going on star ratings, it really is. As William Regal defeating Edge in an okay match to retain the Intercontinental Championships. It's a, oh, excuse me, makes me chuckle. It's a brass nut, oh, excuse me. That's not even a fizzy drink. Where's these burps coming from? It's a brass knucks on a pole match, baby! Come on! This is why I bought this fucking pay-per-view. Oh yes, match is played in front of a utter dead crowd. They go for the knucks a few times. They go back and forth with the action until it's the outside. When Edge just gets bounced off the guardrail and then gets powerbombed on the ground on the outside. He gets, I'm sure you've seen this one before, referee slips him something. It's not a blade. Oh no, it's a little tiny condom full of fake blood. Shoves it into his mouth, bites down it, and next shot you see, oh look, there's blood coming out of his mouth. Yeah, it's a nice little touch. And if you don't believe me, honestly, that's how they do the internal injuries. Trust me on this one. They're not going to sit and blade the inside of the mouth. That's just daft. Fake blood in a condom. Referee's got it. They bite down onto it and it comes out of it. That's honestly how it's done. No, seriously. I know you started thinking, shut up, Mark. You're talking rap. No, that's how it is. Honestly. Inside, Regal stretch, and that's a really good image. You know, you got the Regal stretch on, blood coming out of the mouth. Another powerbomb, Regal goes for the knucks, but he gets crotched. They attempt a bomb on the apron, which just looks horrific. It really does not. Edge counter, crowd don't care in the slightest. Inside, Regal gets the knucks, but gets suplexed. Edge-o-matic and a spear. He gets the knucks, Edge does, but Regal, oh look, even though he's been checked by the referee, has got his own. Bam and bam, knocked out, 1, 2, 3. 2 stars, goes 10-27 if you care. Yeah, best match of the night so far, and it might be the best match of the night altogether. It wasn't a great match. I mean, 2 stars. It's nothing special. It's not like, oh my god, this is the greatest match I've ever seen. Full of botches, especially Regal. Regal just looks bad in this one. Next, Rock defeated The Undertaker in a 1.5-star match, I suppose. So this one, you know, I talked about it briefly on the build-up. This one happens as Undertaker is eliminated by Maven, as we know. He was eliminated by. Oh, should we say it? Nah, we'll save it for the Spine Buster in a bit. Yeah, Taker was eliminated by Maven at the Royal Rumble. Rock came out on Raw and mocked him for it. So Taker got vexed, saying he was disrespecting him, and you know that's why they're having this feud. You know, Rock cost Undertaker the hardcore title, so Taker retaliated in return with the Tombstone of Death on the car. I'm sure you all remember that. That was probably one of the reasons why I was so looking forward to this pay-per-view. That was a good little thing. It was a, oh my god, Rock's going to be awesome in this one. You know, Rock's going to always really want to fucking get... Oh, yes. So, let's get on with this one. So, start of this one is a slugfest. Let me tell you something. The Rock has always bothered me. Since I learned to wrestle, since I went to wrestling training a few years ago, and I was told how to throw a worked punch, Rock has always bothered me ever since, because I always knew that wrestling was fake. And I always knew that their punches, you know, were light and they didn't make any contact. I'd never noticed until that day that Rock slaps his hands as he punches, slaps his thigh, every damn time. And that's why Rock's punches always sound like they connect, and they always sound so devastating. And when he lays the smack down, watch him. His fucking hand hits the left thigh every time. Oh, it bothers me so much. You know, childhood illusions completely shattered. It's like the Tooth Fairy, you know, it's all that. Rock hits a horrible neck breaker by punches and a sidewalk slam forward. Taker, get 2. Fucking chinlock proves that Taker is definitely a heel now. He's proper heel. Hits that chinlock. Oh yeah, slugfest on the outside. And I'm thinking, and it says in capitals, you won't be able to read it, the last line, God, this is boring, because it is. These two going at it should be amazing, but it just isn't at all. On the outside, the ref counts. The Rock goes... it's one of those funny moments. Rock staggers to the rail, and when he sort of puts his head down, and the girl in the front row puts her arms around him and starts crying. I don't know why. I really don't. Oh my God, it's the Rock! I touched the Rock! Maybe, I don't know. Taker crotches Rock, and they brawl into the crowd, and the referee stops counting, and I really don't understand why. He's counting while they're brawling on the outside. 1, 2, all they're in the crowd, mate. Best stop counting. WCW ref. Must be. More brawling, and then some more brawling, then a DDT by Taker, and then just to make me, just want to turn this off. You know, you guys know, one thing that bothers me is heels who slow the match down to the point where you're just like, get on with it. Yeah, bear in mind, we've already had a chin lock in this match, so we could accept, right, Taker needs to slow the match down, and he's a heel, so he puts on the chin lock. Do you know what he does next? He does a fucking bell. Yes, I know you're a heel, Undertaker, but you don't need to slow the match down to the point where I think to myself, in a bit, lads, I'm going to get me a beer. Do you want anything? 2 beers, please. Come back. Hey, beer spray. Oh my God, they're still in the battle. Back to the slugfest. This match is just punch. Rock with a DDT and a spine buster, but people's elbow is countered into a chokeslam. Taker gets a pipe after bumping the ref. He gets his fucking phallic pipe of death. Ric Flair comes out to try and stop him. Taker sells Flair batters him. Taker just sits there and takes it. Lovely. Beats on Flair. Inside, Taker goes to use the pipe, but it's countered into a Scorpion King deathlock. Vince McMahon comes out and he gets owned by Rock. Taker goes to Tombstone, but Flair hits him with the pipe. Turns it into a Rock bomb. 1, 2, 3. Rock gets the win. 1.5 because it was properly rubbish. It's just a slugfest. It's just punch. Chin lock. Punch. Bear hug. Punch. awful, awful finish that doesn't need it. I understand that it sets up The Undertaker versus Ric Flair for WrestleMania. Didn't need to do it like this. I didn't enjoy that one little bit. Next, Kurt Angle defeated Triple H in a shit match. Oh man, this bothers me. As I told you at the start, I remember this show being good, and of course seeing this on the card, Angle versus Triple H. Do you know, at Royal Rumble 2001, I gave this one 4.25 stars, these two. In a stunning match. I'm expecting the same. There's one little problem. Oh yes, we'll come to that. Oh yes. So, Triple H wins the Royal Rumble. He last eliminates Kurt Angle on the next night and the night on SmackDown and whatever. He whines and complains to Vince that he should be the #1 contender, so this match is made. Now, you can't just leave it at that. This match is Triple H's WrestleMania main event shot on the line. You can't just have that. That'd be silly. They did it in 2000, didn't they, with The Rock and Big Show? They're going to do the same thing here. We need a special guest referee. Who else would they fucking put in but Steph? Proving, that... Oh, just this storyline. Basically, what I think when I think of Steph and I think of Triple H is, my God, they really were trying to fuck over Jericho, weren't they? Something wrong. We'll come to that next month, won't we? Oh, we will. So... Oh, dear me. I just need to point out two things here. Wrestling 101, my favourite thing, says Triple H overcomes the odds and wins the match. Secondly, I get asked about Wrestling 101 a lot, alright? How's this one sound? If you've got the time and you're very, very bored one day, how about you go through all my vids and tell me what Wrestling 101 I've said. Write them down, let me know. I will do you the vid of all the times I've said Wrestling 101. I can't be asked to do it. I don't have the time or the patience to watch loads of my own vids. I don't watch my own vids to begin with. Come on, I can't stand the sound of my own voice. I don't watch my vids. If you want to do that for me, be my guest. I will do this for you. I will make the vid of Wrestling 101 and I will do a review of your choice, alright? How's that sound? You tell me pay-per-view that I've never reviewed, that you want me to review, I will review. How's that sound? Anyway, so let's get on with it, yeah. Wrestling 101 says Hunter wins. Bear that in mind, because he's a heel and a heel ref. He's got to win. He's got to. Hasn't he? After some brawling, Steph gets bumped. Not 2 minutes into this one. Angle clothesline. Yeah, basically she's against the ropes. Angle comes in to clothesline. Triple H moves, so he clotheslines her out of there. 2 minutes in, there's a ref bump. Come on, but wait! Ref bumps in this match? Fucking hundreds of them! This is just the first. Tim White comes out to referee the match. Angle gets 2 off a neck breaker. Germans by Angle, followed by 2 belly to bellies, each of which gets a 2. Then Angle heals it up in only the way that he can. Do you know what he does? Puts on a sleeper hold. Oh yes, you heely bastard. Hunter comes back with a knee and sing it with me because we haven't said this one for fucking ages. A quad ripping spine buster of doom in the layers. Oh yes. And here's where this one gets silly. This match was alright, you could say apart from the ref bump, was alright until this point. Angle decks the ref for ref point number 2, because he can, I suppose. Low blow, Angle slam. Stephanie out, because she's alright. She'd been helped to the back, by the way, after she got bumped. She comes out, obviously perfectly alright. Yeah, she counts 2. Angle tries for the ankle lock. Triple H kicks Angle off, who conveniently bumps into Steph for ref bump number 4. Is that? Yep, it is. No, it's not. That's ref bump number 3. Ref bump... 3 ref bumps so far. Fucking hell, so I'm getting confused now. DDT by Hunter, no referee. Tim White is revived and then gets bumped again. That's ref bump number 4. Angle goes to use the chair, but eats pedigree. White counts it, but Stephanie elbows him. So drops an elbow on him. Ref bump number 5. 5 ref bumps in one match. 1 match. 5 ref bumps in a show. In one show would be excessive. 5 ref bumps in 2 shows would be excessive. 5 bumps in 1 match. That's sports entertainment, baby! Oh, yes. Triple H goes after Steph like the fucking idiot that he is, walks into an Angle slam for the 1, 2, 3. Fucking horrendous match. If you are the nicest person alive, you give it 2 stars. I'm not, though. I'm a very nasty boy, and I give it a 1.5 stars. This was ridiculous, and it was such daft booking. You've got Triple H, who everyone knows is going to win the championship at WrestleMania, having won the Royal Rumble easily, yeah? Is all of a sudden out of the title. Not only is he out of the title picture for one day, admittedly, but he's out of the title picture, but he looks like a complete and utter chump. He looks like a loser. He looks like a guy who can't get it done. God damn, what an awful, awful match. Next night on Raw, the decision's reversed. They have a rematch and a Triple H wins. That's so everything's all right in the world. So it's going to be Triple H versus Jericho at WrestleMania. Next, in the back, the NWO bump into The Rock, want to take the photo. In one of the best promos of the year, Rock verbally destroys them one at a time, the NWO. Hey, Chico, Razor Ramon! You know the promo, you've seen it before. You, shine it up, pass it to you. You, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. You've seen it, you know which one I'm on about. And lastly, because God, I can't wait to finish this bit. Do you know why I can't? Because my Dragon Gate DVD came today, and I'm going to shut that door and press play on my DVD remote. It's all ready to go. Chris Jericho defeated Steve Austin in an utterly shit match to retain the WWF Undisputed Championship. And you know, my first notes of this one are, wonder if the NWO will run in. This match has a theme, and I want you to see if you can guess what it is. God damn, it's so awful. So we start off with suplexes and chops by Austin. Jericho comes back with chops. They go onto the outside. There's more chops. And then some more chops. And then they do a few more chops, just so you know. They get in the ring, get back out of the ring, and they brawl up the entranceway. No, sorry, they don't brawl. They chop. Chop, 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 chop. Did I mention the set, by the way? The stage? No, I didn't, did I? The stage, you know, normally on a pay-per-view they've got these big entranceways or ramps, or, you know, there's nice stuff at the start. This one, there's two WWF trailers parked together, so they look like that, basically, with an entranceway here, and that's it. Austin picks up Jericho and launches him a la Rey Mysterio at one of the trailers, which is nice. They go back to the ring. Guess what happens there? Yeah, you know it. Austin then hits 3 superplexes. Now, even by wrestling standards, that's a bit excessive, isn't it? You know, hitting a superplex, you know, that's meant to be a big move. He picks Jericho up, puts him on the top turnbuckle, superplexes him, then does the exact same thing again, which is nice. Jericho goes low, basically moves the referee so he can't see it, and drops some elbows, and, well, you can guess what they do. Woo! Chops! Ridiculous amounts of them as well. Once Jericho is countered, so they go back. Well, they go back to the chops, to be honest, because all the standard wrestling moves have they all been banned for tonight. Rock and Taker. Do wrestling moves? No, just want to punch. This one, do wrestling moves? No, I just want to do chops, damn it. Chop, 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 chop. It's a tribute to Ric Flair or something? Have they got a bet? This is one thing I'm wondering when I was watching it. Have they got a bet? Who can do the most chops in the match? Alright, seriously, they put $100 in each. Whoever does the most wins. Referee's got to keep check. Maybe? I don't know. The crowd is silent because they don't give a fuck about chops at all. Goes to the outside where Jericho tries to use a chair. Ref takes it away. So Undertaker isn't even in the match. Don't know why I said that. So Austin unleashes with chops. For God's sake, I get it. You like doing chops. Okay, alright, I get it. Inside, Lions Talk misses, and of course Jericho's a heel, so what does he do? It's sleeper time, baby! While, the crowd is so dead that JR has time while this sleeper's on to go down what happened during the show. Brilliant, I love that. Crowd is, yeah, it's like I said, Austin tries to reward, but it looks like he's going to go for a waltz, then turns around, does a slingshot into the ring post, which is nice. Whiplash spinebuster and a power slam get 2 for Austin. Jericho hits a pair of lion salts for 2, a few chops for good measure. Jesus Christ, set up the walls, but Austin makes the roast. Y2J grabs his trusty belt, it's the WWF belt. Remember, he comes out with 2, which looks stupid in my opinion. So the ref gets bumped, of course it does. 5 ref bumps in the last one, we need another one. Of course we do. Austin's spinebuster on the belt gets 2 as Earl somehow miraculously recovers. Stunner is countered into the breakdown for 2, and then the ref gets bumped again. Walls by Austin, Jericho taps but with no referee, Stunner, no referee, NWO come out, who didn't see this coming, Austin starts trying to batter him, but then the numbers game can't get it over too much, and then Hall hits a truly awful looking stunner on Austin, Jericho, right, and this one, like, first things first, that look, it bothers me, because it makes Austin look weak, you know, using his own bloody minute move on him, but then Jericho, just crawls over and pins him, doesn't do a move, just pins him, 1, 2, 3, absolutely fucking horrible. The NWO spray paint Austin because they can. That is your show. What an absolute load of wank that main event was. That all the main events were. The best match was Regal versus Edge. It really was. This was garbage. I've got on my sheet here 3 out of 10, but I think that's generous. I think that's nice. Yeah, this is a WCW level show, isn't it? Well, it's not, because it's only got one little bit of a dud on it, hasn't it? But 3. I'm gonna stick with my guns here. I'm gonna go 3 out of 10. But this is avoid this show at all costs. Remember how I used to say that 2002 sucked? Shows like this, were why I think 2002 was an absolute awful year. Next up in this series, we're gonna do WrestleMania 18. Hooray! Thank you very much for watching. Please like if you haven't already, and if you haven't already, especially hit that subscribe button. I am Mark P, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.